Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blaine Gates. I want to invite you to an amazing challenge, a wonderful experience. You know, if you're like me, you have been wondering which of these tools is the best tool. Is it Replit? Is it Cursor? Is it Windsurf? We just heard that OpenAI purchased Windsurf, and we know that Cursor is the fastest company to grow from, what was it, $1 million to $100 million in revenue. I don't even know what's going on with this stuff, but what I can tell you is that my glasses are on crooked and I'm missing a lens. Anyways, that's not the point. Point is that we need to figure out some way to actually get this thing going because, well, it's not going. So if it's not going, then what am I talking about? All right, let's get this game going. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh, wait, I got to check the audio first just to make sure that you can hear me and that the video's working. All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to share my entire screen just to show you what the challenge looks like. Now, here's the app that we're trying to build. I'm not going to go too deeply into it. We're going to learn it. We're going to learn it as you go along. What's important to note, number one, here we have our Replit app. And you can see that the Vite and React is currently running. If we look into the files, you can see that the majority of the files are, I don't even know what's going on. Configure files, Replit, file. All right, as you can see, I know nothing about coding. What's this one? Anyways, I don't care. We're not going to worry about that. As you can see, we have a Replit window and it's working. Over here, we have our Windsurf window and it's open. It's working. Now, so what I did with all these, maybe we can see it with this one. Yeah, if you go into the Arrowhead app, you can see that we have a database, apparently with a schema. All right, so we have our SQL database. So, and then with the front end, we got nothing. So it's possible that I already lost some of the people. If you don't know anything about coding, don't worry about it. The problem right now is with my cursor. It seems that I can't get it doesn't seem to be opening. It's not opening. It's wild. I don't know what's wrong. We're almost to the starting line of this great simply this temporary proxy. Who knows what they're trying to do? All right, now let me introduce. So step one of the race is we have our Replit, we have our Windsurf, and we have our cursor, who is not quite at the starting line yet, but I'm sure he'll be there shortly. Second thing is that you can see that inside of Replit, you have a preview window. So we'll actually be able to see the app inside the window. In this one, in Windsurf, we also have a preview window. But in Cursor, there is no preview window. And we're not sure what's happening with this thing at all. All right, now the second part, I want to show you, we can see there's ChatGPT 04 mini high. Now we've used the same prompt for each one. I'm going to paste the schema.sql file below. I want you to answer the prompt. I want you to act as a software architect. It is your role to tell me how to create the user interface for this project. I will be using an IDE, and I have a IA coding tool that will do the coding with the IDE environment. You will liaison between me and the AI coding tool. You will give me instructions, and also I will give you feedback because I'm the designer of the UI and the UX. I will paste replies from the AI coding tool here as we progress through the project. You will take sole responsibility for the success or failure of the project. You should be proactive to request information you need to give the best advice to help us build out the AI, the UI, and the UX for this project management software. I can show you images or describe the pages, and we can talk through the basic features of the app. I'm the co-project manager and the business analyst who designed the AI and the UX, connecting you, the developer, coach, and architect, with the development environment. Then I pasted, you can see I pasted in this schema. The schema, if you go to my last, what is it called? Playlist on YouTube, you can see that I spent the last 21 days like trying to build something. And I was using Google's Firebase, and it did a fantastic job, and we built the app, and it was working, and everything was wonderful. And then suddenly, the thing is that Firebase, it doesn't have like um, a monthly quota. It doesn't. You have to connect the API. Once you connect the API, then I made like, after my $300 of credit were used up, they give you like free $300. So I used the $300 in order to build this app. So that's basically how much it costs using the Google API. It was $300. And then the next day, when after my credits were used, I made one small little change in the software. It charged me $34 or something. So okay, well, that means I can't use this anymore because I can't pay $36 every time I want to make a little teeny tiny change. So what I did was I paid the whatever it cost. It cost between, so the cheapest one right now is Windsurf. It cost me $15. Cursor was like 25 bucks. And then Replit was also 20 or 25 bucks. All right, so I have the pro version for each one. You can see here we have Claude 3.5 Sonnet V2, which I heard isn't the best model in the world. But all right, so we got basic X questions, and then we got advanced generate code. So from my understanding, this is the only, like, I don't see where I can change to a different coding tool in here. So I'm not sure how that works. Now, from my understanding, Windsurf was just recently purchased by, hide this, by OpenAI, and they're giving free, limited time, they're giving free prompts with 4.1. And I asked ChatGPT which of these is the strongest. They said 4.1. Now, the problem is, look, we got the Claude 3.7 Sonnet over here. It doesn't connect to Claude 3.7 Sonnet, so I'm not really sure what that's about. And then over here, I decided to use Gemini 2.5 Pro. I'm a big believer in Gemini 2.5 Pro. Problem is, I can't pay for it using the way that they've set it up in Firebase. It just doesn't work because it's too expensive. All right, so let's see, what did ChatGPT for what? So this, like I told you, this is going to be the guy who's going to. Okay, so here's an initial vision of the UI UX. Okay, so core screens, authentication. We got the login, sign up. Forgot optional login. Dashboard, the main menu. New project buttons. We got the project overview. We got the module creation. Module workspace dropdown, user profile, interactive. We got drag and drop. We got platform and stack. Are we building with React or a desktop Electron? Do you prefer UI library? All right, give me the question. I should ask the AI coding tool first so we can start from there. Now, I'm guessing it's going to be pretty much the same thing in Windsurf. Whoa. There's a tighter actual. Okay. And then here's Replit again. So you just never know what's going to happen. ChatGPT. Oh, what? Wow. So they actually built something. Dashboards, projects, new project, modules, settings. Huh. Wow. So it actually built something, but that's not actually what I really want it to look like. Anyways, let's start with cursor. Please scaffold the new webs within the following stack and structure: framework, React, TypeScript using Vite, styling, Tailwind, CSS, React Router, lint, formatting, project components. I don't even know what this says. No idea what that says. All right, that's the cursor. What are we doing with Wind? Okay, here's the first questions you can paste into your AI coding tool to get it figured out. Would you like to... I think this is crazy. I'm not even reading this. And oh wait, oh no, that was for... Okay, I need to move this one over here. No, what we'll do is we'll just change the name of this one to Replit. And then we'll change this one to Windsurf. There we go. All right. And here's the optimized prompt. Whoa. So right now we're just kind of getting everybody on the starting blocks. Okay, here's what I need to know. Let's pop that in here. We got this Windsurf. We're back to cursor. All right, let's see what cursor is talking about. That's great. Well-defined prompt, scaffolding, new web application, clearly outlines the modern robust stack. However, it differs quite a bit from the project we've already set up and currently troubleshooting. Here's the components. All right. Adapt the current project, keep the current project, start over. All right, so let's... See, we're not quite on the same page yet. So we're going to throw this into the cursor. Here is the reply from cursor. Jump over to here. Well, I'll help you scaffold the React TypeScript within there. First, we'll install the required dependencies. Let's configure the Tailwind. Let's create the pages. I don't know what that did. All right. Okay, so it's installing the dependencies. Jump into the Replit. let it do its thing. Now, what do we got over here? We got, thank you for outlining the clear process. Here's a summary of what you need from you. My recommendations based on the press. Okay, front-end framework libraries. You're currently using this for this. Brand, style guide, device size, first module screen, special FX. Okay, now we don't have a copy button. And who is this Windsurf? Here's the reply from Windsurf, our AI coding tool. Okay, now we'll go back to cursor. All right. Here's the first prompt to feed your AI coding tool. This will set up the HTTP layer existing. Does that look good? Now, the thing is that, like, when I did this in the past, I was using only one tool, and I wanted the tool to work, like, and I was crying like a baby, and I was just hoping that everything would be wonderful, and I just didn't expect to have any problems. And I don't know, I was just like very hopeful, and nothing. It messed up. Like, that's just the reality of it. It just messed up. And then, okay, let's start turning scaffolding into a working UI. Begin the main page screen censor. Here's the first detail you can. Sheesh. Okay. All right. Now the thing is that I need to give it some help, because I don't want it to just go crazy. So we're gonna go into the arrowhead sketches, and what we want is the main menu page actually looks like this. Actually, could you revise your prompt based on creating 2 pages? The main menu page is actually the project page, and after a project is created, the user is navigated to the module page. I'll provide images of the pages. All right, so here's the main menu page. And then, see, the main menu page, I actually decided to make a change, because this is a little bit too complicated. So I changed it to, oh, we're missing it. Profile page. I need to make a copy of this. Well, I don't actually need to make a copy, because the thing is, I changed it. Move to the bin. What I need to do is all right, now this is the module page. There we go. All right, that's going on with Replit. Now what's happening with Windsurf? Windsurf. Oh, right. Here's my answers, preferences, brand, device support, first screen to build dashboard, project list, create project form. Yeah, good. Uh-huh. All right, so this is Windsurf. Now, can we create that page? Good. Okay. Here's the all right, let's come back to cursor. All right, so what's cursor doing? And how does it look over here? That stopped working. All right, remember to define proper user. It looks like cursor's kind of going crazy right now. Here's an updated prompt. You can feed your AI coding tool to generate both the project page, formerly the menu, and the module wired up exactly in your mock. So we're going to copy this. And there we go. Would you like me to break that into steps, Adi, or tweak anything? Probably we're just going to go with the easy route for now. Did they? I think they set up everything good. All right. Now, so far with the Replit, we do have those two things uploaded. With the Windsurf, we also have the two things. What did I feed him? Yeah, so I gave him the updated prompt. All right, so we got ChatGPT 4.1 talking to ChatGPT 04 with the Windsurf. So this is a fully ChatGPT model because ChatGPT owns Windsurf. Also, ChatGPT owns ChatGPT. So we got ChatGPT and ChatGPT talking to each other. They're both well aware of what's happening in database. So I'm just gonna, I don't need to be part of this. Let them talk to each other. I'm not happy about the copy and paste situation. Feedback submitted, generating. Now let's jump back into cursor. What are we doing with cursor? Issue resolved. Okay, before we jump into the scaffolding, the login register page, I need you to input the few UX decisions so we can give it. All right, authentication. Should the login register be full screen root overlaid? Login redirect straight to the dashboard. That's good. Login password plus remember me. So I want you to use best practices. Likely will use what are we going to use? Supabase as a back end as a service. Here are some images of the user interface after signing up, after logging in, we will create a sign up and step by step get into the app process. Later, now we need to create a process after a user has signed up already and now wants to log in. After logging in, they will see the what is it called, project page. Now I'm going to put this as project page and profile page. No, we want to go to ChatGPT. Feel free to make adjustments to the UI based on what is needed for best practices and what will feel common and natural for the user. All right, so we uploaded the. All right, so now everybody has the images. Now let's jump into Replit. Replit, drag and drop reordering. Make sure you update the root. Okay. Now, when I copy and paste this, is it actually, it's not actually giving me everything. See here, the checkpoint. Yeah, okay, this is from ChatGPT. I'll help you create the components. I don't see anything on this page. Okay. Oh, what's happening over here in Windsurf? Here's my choices. Use shared layout component. Okay. Copy. All right. Now, what's the deal? I don't know. So, what was I talking about? I was talking about, I was like upset because, remember, use the proper result, something result. Huh. I don't want to answer these questions. So I was kind of like upset, especially remember Windbase. I was like, or Windsurf. I would just like, I was using it and like the free tier, it just didn't allow me to do what I wanted, and everything was confusing. And I don't know. It's kind of like what I'm doing now, just back and forth, not too much thinking. Let the computers do the thinking. Why do I need to do any thinking at all? Yeah, I agree. Now, question is, if I copy this, does it copy everything, or does it only copy? Like, does it copy the stuff in those boxes? All right. For example, go ahead and run that. Let me know if you need any tweaks. Go ahead and run that. Okay, it looks like it does everything. Replit. Here's an optimized prompt you can paste into Replit. Okay, we'll do it one at a time. Do you want an auth root guard around any roots? Should I include project layout, component stub, any additional UI breadcrumb back buttons you'd like me to wire into the layout? Good question. I really don't know. I'll help you generate complete app required features. This implementation includes all required features. Note that you'll need to create a now found page or profile page component that weren't in the original code base. It almost feels like, when I was a kid, my mom had this quilting machine. And the quilting machine was like, it was interesting. You put the layers, and then you just move this machine back and forth, and it just connects all the layers together. Key improvements made. I'll help you enhance this. Key improvements made. Let's just copy this. Because, yeah, so anyways, I was putting too much pressure on myself. I was like, this thing has to work now. It has to work perfect. It has to work the first time. And I think I just gave way too much pressure to myself and also to these AI coding tools. And now what I want is I would prefer to have something that kind of is more suitable for me, based on my approach. So I'll use the same approach with each of these tools. And then okay, now we're on the same page with Replit. Well, we're almost there. I reviewed the requirement. Oh, look at this. Replit allows you to scroll. I like that. Scroll to the latest. I can stop it from scrolling. Missing loading spinners, missing variation errors, missing comments, incomplete API integration. So after this spits out its, whatever it spits out, I can put it back into Replit. So that means we can move on to Windsurf. What is going on here? Okay. Scaffolding for your desktop pages supporting. Yeah, like I was saying, so now I'm putting less pressure on myself, less pressure on these coding tools. I just basically picked the 3 most popular coding tools that are around. I'm going in with like how I code, which is just relying on the coding tools to make some decisions. And because they're setting up a bunch of stuff that like has to run behind the scenes, and I know nothing about the stuff which is running behind the scenes. So let them have a discussion between them. Why do I have to be part of that discussion? I want to be part of that discussion. And then once in a while, I notice it's like, hey, oh, wait, you need to make a decision. And it's like, do I really need to make this decision? Or is this a decision that you can be based on best practices? Because if it's based on best practices, then why are you asking me? Like, I don't want to guide it into some area of wherever that makes no sense. So as long as it like somewhat looks like probably the, does it cover next slice? Simpler project page stub first, wire up to afterwards. Okay. You just have to have a basic feeling for what's happening. I mean, that's the way I want to do it. I want to do it with just a basic, just a very gentle touch where I don't need to know everything. Both compounds follow the existing code-based pattern, sadly not found-based, but matches that. Okay. Here's a single Replit ready prompt to generate your module detail page covering the vision and objective scoreboard modules. You can duplicate, adjust with TouchBase afterward. Okay. I don't like the way it does that. So I want to be able to copy and paste. So unfortunately, when I paste it, it turns it into some pasted thing. And then what? How do I go? Module detail page. Still not seeing anything over here. Windsurf. What's going on with Windsurf? Next steps. Let me know what you'd like to do next. Wire up the AP. Okay. Profile page. Project details page. Is that what I already said? Number 3, refine. Yeah. All right, so here's something. We don't need to wire up the super base yet. Okay, here's the option 1. Connect your mock handlers to Superbase or your chosen backend. No, I don't want to do that. Why does it want to do that? Let's focus on 4, 3. What you doing, Gordon? What? You're hungry? What a surprise. Step-by-step action guide to exact directory file structure. Setup action. Why don't you do this one at a time? I still don't see anything. Step-by-step action guide. Mock types. All right. Please run these steps in order. All right, let's jump back into cursor. What the heck is that? Would you prefer a React built-in DND? Rename UI. Are we talking about the page? Project page. Well, on the project page, you see the 3 dots. That is for renaming and deleting projects. When you click the project name, it navigates to the module page. Reordering rows should be drag and drop when you click it. There's a shadow between other project names where it will be dropped. Swap inline text input. Confirm dialog. Select a well-known and common icon set. Yes. Now, I don't know. It obviously, like I've made this app a couple of times, or at least I've attempted to make the app a couple of times, and I got it working once. All right, let's jump to the next one. So I know that like a lot of this stuff is just crazy town, you know. It's just stuff that you can't really understand if you're not a. What the heck happened there? We're doing the module detail components with all the required functionality. Now I might need to update. I might need to give them show this guy the images. Would you like to see a simple mock-up of the projects page or the module page to help you envision those pages? I can see the existing pages in the code base. Here are a few enhancement ideas for each page. Pick any you'd like to tackle first. Jeez, that's crazy. All right, let's let that work. Windsurf. Where are we with Windsurf? Okay, run these steps in order. Based on the previous five prompts, what should we work on next? Based on the last 5 prompts, the current state of your project. Dashboard page, scaffolding with the project list, drag and drop new projects, project page, user API, UI first, implementing routing, labels, scaffolding project detail page. After dashboard and project, scaffolding shell. All right, I'm going to just copy this section. Go to Windsurf. And I'm going to delete the number 3. Scaffold project detail page. So it's like both of these guys, they don't want to make a decision. I don't like how it does that. Because then I got to paste this. I got to come back here. I got to copy step 3. I got to come back here. Oh, am I going to actually see something? Wow. I'm still waiting to see which one's actually going to show me something first. Oops, I didn't copy that. All right, we're going to do this for about 20 more minutes. Because that's step 4. So I think the one, I don't know. Is there any real way to decide what's happening right now, or like how we feel about what's happening right now? Cursor. What's going on with cursor? No, I'm having problems with all of them, where it's breaking it down into steps. So we got two. I mean, I would say that the two main things we're trying to figure out here is which of these processes are the easiest, meaning like what's actually building the app. Because I literally gave everybody the same database. And for each of them, I'm using the same ChatGPT. I'm allowing them to communicate with each other. But once in a while, I have to, because sometimes they're like, oh, well, I got 100 more ideas that I think you're going to love. And it's like, oh, really? You got 100 more ideas? You think I'm going to love, huh? Isn't that nice? So you got to like slow it down every once in a while. Cursor, remember cursor, we're like having to do that one step by step. So the first thing is like, is it actually going to do the things which it's supposed to do? So that's number one. Number two is like, which one is going to run out of credits first? That's actually the challenge. The challenge is like, how far can you actually make it with the credits that they give you? Which of these pieces of software is going to get furthest, based on their system of credits? Because they're the ones in full control of what's going on in the background. Like, how many credits does it take to build something? How do they make decisions? Does it work or does it not work? All that's happening in their own system. And this is the problem I had with Firebase, is you plug in that API, next thing you know, it decides on its own. It's making its own decision that it's going to spend $36. I didn't make that decision. I mean, technically, yeah, of course I made that decision, meaning like I'm the one who clicked the button. Please don't be a... did we already do this? What's the nav bar? I don't remember the nav bar. What's she talking about? Now, why am I coding with ChatGPT? I don't actually want to be coding with ChatGPT. I want to be coding with this. Scaffold login page and root. Move on to module navigation for data wiring. Okay. Ten more minutes. We got 10 more minutes for this. Day one. Windsurf. I feel like Windsurf is relying on ChatGPT. Now I'm going to change this the way that I'm prompting it. Installed, update your. Set. All right, let's look at somebody else for a minute. Ooh. All right, this should be we got the drag and drop handler, render list. I don't remember which one I did last. Import React. Import React. Import React, and then number 3, import drag and drop. State hooks. Next one is state hooks. Replit. Let's create a select on your outputs. Hey, system code generate off. Minutes. Well, my phone's gonna The alarm's going to go off. All right, so the cursor has this, the easiest to copy and paste. All right, I pasted that into here. And also I need the same prompt for here. What's going on with Windsurf? Smoke test. All right, there should be a plan in cursor. There should be a plan. Now, can I just copy this? So I don't see the ability to copy. Okay, now what's going on over here? Cursor. Okay, let's nail down this UX registration logout flow. Okay. Implement. Hour and 14, hour and 20. Well, I'm trying to get to like something. I want to be able to see something. None of them. Let's just super quickly. Let's continue. Nobody's actually showing me anything. Windsurf. What's going on with Windsurf? Project module page. Project module page. There's no project module module. Well, it's having some problems here. When a module is added, it navigates to the page with question prompts and text input fields. A letter like V for revision is added to the history and the name of the project of the module. The history container holds instances when the module buttons are clicked. The first name is the date and time when the module is created. Then the name can be updated by clicking the three dots or by clicking the name heading on the module page. Would you like to see the module pages? All right, so this is the first one. Now, the scoreboard, we're going to leave the scoreboard up here for now. All right, well, so far it seems that cursor is on to the next task. I have no idea what these guys are doing over here. I'm just confused about what's going on here. All right, we need to take a break. It's been like an hour and good hour and a half, and just from my general feeling, I feel like Cursor is doing the best because it's gotten to the point where it's like, whoa. It's gotten to the point where it's asking for more pages. It seems like it's generally understanding how everything's going. I don't know what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can get anyone, if we could see any of the apps. I think everyone's done like what they can do so far as like just trying to set things up. I want to see what everybody's like project looks like at this point. Still don't see anything. Nothing. Okay, so cursor, I feel like cursor, we've hit a point where we need to stop. It's looks like it's further than the other two apps, although I can't see it. So can you run the app so I can see it? All right, so I'm not gonna really do anything more in this video. I'm just gonna keep doing this error, and then we're gonna take a break, and I'll be back later. So I'll catch you soon.